Hey, it's Rafael Cintron here in Dubai, teaching you what I've done to lower my taxes from 40-something% to 0%, get residence permits all over the world and a second citizenship, and travel to over 50 countries. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 best residence permits in the entire world if you want to leave your home country or you want to have a protection residence permit, which basically means you're staying in your home country or whatever country you want to stay now, but you want to have an option. Maybe you want to go there for 3 months a year, maybe you want to move there later on in a few years, maybe you just want to have some protection for your children or for your family, or maybe you're trying to work towards citizenship in the future with that residence permit. We have all of those covered and we're going to talk about them one by one. The first one is right here where I am. I personally done this residence permit. It's Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. Very simple to get this residence permit. Pretty much anybody can get it apart from, I think, Iranian nationals and Sudanese people. So as long as you're not from Iran or from Sudan, you can get this residence permit by just starting a company in Dubai. I personally went through this process because I wanted to lower my taxes from the US company to the UAE company to the Dubai company, and I lowered my taxes, plus I got a residence permit. The whole process cost me about $14,000, including the residence visa, and I also did it with my wife, so that also included my wife's residence visa. That is a 3-year residence visa which can be renewed after 3 years, and you just need to come to Dubai one time every 6 months. So if you don't want to actually live here, you just want to have it for your company, or maybe you want to set some investments here in Dubai and you want to have that residence permit for those investments, or maybe acquire a property or anything like that, you can definitely just come one time every 6 months or every 3 months and you can keep your visa valid. It is important to note that this residence permit is getting harder. Talking to a lot of insiders and the people that actually helped me do the residence permit, they are saying that it will not be that easy in the coming years. Just like, for example, Singapore was very simple to set up a residence permit, invest in the country 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Now it's a lot harder because it's so popular. Dubai is extremely popular, but I've seen that every year more and more and more people. 2020, when I actually moved to Dubai, moved my company to Dubai, there was an influx of people, and now 2021, there's even a bigger influx of people. So we'll get harder with time if you are planning to have a residence permit in a country here in the Middle East or in a highly developed country, very low tax or tax-free country like the UAE, then definitely act fast so you can get it done. The second country on this list, the beautiful Montenegro, Crna Gora, in the south of Europe, in the Adriatic Sea, right next to Serbia. An absolutely amazing, stunning country. You can get a residence permit by making an investment or actually buying a property. So you could buy an apartment, you can buy a house, whatever price, as long as it's livable, you get a residence permit, and you can renew that residence permit after 1 year. Possible EU membership in the next 5 years. That's also what really attracts me to Montenegro, and why I'm planning to actually buy a property there in the next 6 months, is because of that possible future EU membership. So you could buy a property now and then renew your residence permit, citizenship. Not that easy to do unless you're married to somebody in the country or you're making a significant investment into the country and actually living there all the time. So what I'm planning to do is just get that residence permit. In case they join the EU, then I have a second EU residence that I can potentially use to live in Europe or to do investments, whatever it is. And Montenegro overall is a great country. It is a country that you might want to spend some time in. For example, I was there a couple of months ago and it was amazing. I spent there a week and I just absolutely loved it. I definitely want to go back for a month or 2 months, and I'm going to use that property for that reason. Also very popular in summer if you want to rent it out, as they're in an Airbnb or on booking.com. Definitely a great option if you want a residence permit along with an investment or any property. The third country in Latin America, it's Paraguay, one country that I've never actually been to, but I'm very interested in. They give you a residence permit if you make an actual bank deposit of $4,500 to $5,000 US, obviously in their own currency. And if you make that bank deposit, you can get a residence permit, you can extend that residence permit, and after 3 years of living in Paraguay, you are eligible for citizenship. Now, it's not as easy as, just Googling it and finding a blog post that says, in 3 years, you can become a Paraguayan passport holder. That's not so easy. It's not always true. It doesn't always work like the law says. They might test you on how well you know the Paraguayan culture, how connected you are to the country, how well you know Spanish. So it's not in 3 years you're going to have that passport. It's more of you have that residence permit, maybe you spend time there. It's quite a nice country, very peaceful country, even though I've talked to some Paraguayan people and they say that things are not so good in the future. They don't look so great. The outlook of the country is looking like a lot more crime, a lot more problems. But if you want a Latin American residence with a very simple bank deposit, definitely Paraguay is one to consider. The next one up, a very popular, specifically with Americans, is Panama, the Friendly Nations visa. With a deposit of $5,000 in a Panamanian bank account, $5,000 for yourself, $2,000 for any dependent, you can get a residence permit in Panama or residence visa, and that really attracts a lot of people, specifically people that want to spend a lot of time in Panama. Again, just like with Paraguay, Panamanian citizenship is not as easy as everybody says. It's not as easy as Googling it and finding the how to get that citizenship. Actually doing it is much harder. You will need to prove connection to Panama, just like with Paraguay. So don't expect to get a quick citizenship so you can renounce your citizenship or just do other things with that citizenship, like start traveling the world with Panamanian citizenship without actually putting time in Panama, getting connections to Panama, learning Spanish, actually putting time there, and not just 2 or 3 years, but actually living there for a long period of time. There's a lot of people that have been living there for a long time, 5, 10 years, and they still don't have the Panamanian citizenship because it's so popular. Therefore, governments start to crack down on it. So whenever you see a program that is extremely popular, everybody on Reddit and YouTube and blog posts, everybody's talking about it, be very skeptical, because the actual process of getting the citizenship probably is a lot harder than what they make it to be. The next one up, again in Latin America, we're staying in that region of the world, is Mexico. You can get a temporary residence by economic solvency. You will need last 12 months bank statements with minimum $27,000, $213 in that bank account. Or you can show that you can earn $1,634 per month for the last 6 months, and you will need a letter from your employer proving that you can earn that. So you can basically get a temporary residence visa or a residence permit as long as, for example, in the last 12 months, consistently in your bank account, you can show that you've had $27,213 or more. So for people that, for example, you have a 6-figure net worth, 7-figure net worth, whatever your net worth is, as long as it's more than $27,000 and you have that in a bank account, not crypto, not real estate investments, but actually in your bank account, you can get a economic solvency temporary residence. A lot of people are very interested in Mexico, spend a lot of time there. I actually have not been to Mexico, definitely interested in going there. I've pretty much been everywhere else in Central America, but not Mexico, so I'm definitely going there very soon, and it definitely attracts a lot of Americans, a lot of Canadians that are very close to Mexico. They want to go and enjoy the beaches and enjoy the lifestyle and the people. Definitely something to consider. The next residence permit, the last one in Latin America, is Ecuador. $40,000 deposited in a bank account can get you a temporary residence, 2-year visa, basically a 2-year residence permit. You can renew it after 2 years, and there is no time requirement in the country for those first 2 years. After those first 2 years, you can switch it to a permanent residence, and you have a 180-day restriction. So every 180 days, you need to go back to the country, and the $40,000 that you put into a bank account has an insurance up to $32,000. So just like, for example, if you're coming from the US and you want to move somewhere in Latin America, Ecuador, quite a small country, much more peaceful than all the other countries are, a lot of different climates. You can definitely get that insurance on your money up to $32,000. So just like the FDIC insurance in the United States, for example, obviously not as well built and developed, but also an insurance just in case that bank fails or anything happens with your money. You do have that insurance, and that $40,000 you can actually deposit in a US bank account as US dollars, because Ecuador's main currency is the USD. So just like, for example, a country like El Salvador, which now, amazing, their Bitcoin and US dollars are their main currencies, but US dollars used to be their only main currency. Now that Bitcoin has been added to that. Ecuador, pretty much the same. So USD is the main currency of the country, and you can get up to 8.5% interest on that 40,000. So you put that 40,000 into an Ecuadorian bank account, specifically a credit union, and you can get 8.5% on that money. And you can also invest the money in a property worth $40,000, but it's the assessment value of the property, not the real value of the property. So I was talking to a lawyer about this particular program, and she was telling me that this is a tricky one. It's better just to have the $40,000 in a bank account earning 8.5% interest with that $32,000 insurance instead of putting the $40,000 in a property, because your property might be valued at $40,000 US dollars. But if the assessment value of the property is $30,000, or maybe you have a property that's $100,000, but the assessment value is $38,000, then you quite don't meet that requirement. So the property deal is a little bit more complicated because it's not the real value of the property, but the assessed value by the government. So it's definitely a lot trickier than just putting 40,000 in a bank account, getting that residence permit on your way. The next one up, a visa that I absolutely love in Asia, it's the Thailand Elite visa. This one in particular, when I spent 7 months in Thailand, I was heavily interested in doing it. Ended up leaving Thailand, not actually doing it, but I do have a friend that did it and he loved it. This is an amazing visa, and you actually get a card that says Elite. You're like a higher tier tourist when you actually get this visa. It'll cost you around $17,000 for the starter package, and you can get it for 5 years. And it's not just a residence permit, not just a visa, but you actually get a lot of perks included in that visa, which include obviously that 5-year visa that you can stay in Thailand, live in Thailand, and you also get bank account opening services, you get airport transfers, concierge service, spa reservations for free, golf reservations, annual health checkup, and just any services that you need help with in the government. So you get also free massages they have in the program. So it's not just a residence visa that you can stay 5 years, which is a pretty long residence visa. For the actual price of it, you end up paying about 3,000 something per year, which is not that much. It's 300 something dollars per month to live in Thailand whenever you want, go in and out whenever you want. Even though during the restrictions of this whole thing that's going on around the world, they were actually not letting people with the elite visa go back into Thailand. So they actually, when they closed the borders, they didn't let people with the elite visa. They only let people with, for example, like a business visa or marriage visa get into the country, but with the elite visa, no. So it seems that they really care about people that get through the elite visa, but when it comes to restrictions or border closure, it's like, no, stay out. We don't want you right now. Thailand, when it comes to immigration, they go back and forth. They have different ideas, different solutions, and they try them out and see what sticks and actually works. It is a pretty tough country in terms of immigration and actually living there, but the Thai elite visa, once you're there, you get it, 5 years, get all these perks, and then you can live there whenever you want for about $17,000, $18,000. I think it's an amazing deal if you actually want to live in Thailand. I know a lot of people that want to spend a lot of time there. They love Bangkok, they love Phuket, they love Koh Samui. If you are actually going to get that lifestyle and stay there for a long time without doing the visa runs, in this channel we talk to high net worth individuals, people that are making a lot of money, 7 figures, 8 figures. So definitely you don't want to go through those visa runs every 30 days, go to a different country every 60 days, just stay in Thailand with the elite visa. Very simple, very straightforward. Now let's cover 3 citizenship by investment programs that are not technically residence permits, although they are, because you actually get the residence permit and a citizenship, and you can obviously live in that country as well. So it's a residence permit plus you get the passport, plus you can do whatever you want in that country. So the first one, the lowest cost one, would be Turkey. For 250,000 US dollars, an investment into real estate, you can get the Turkish passport in less than 12 months, and you have the citizenship for life. So in Turkey, I've actually done a lot of research into the real estate route, and I found some insane properties, insane houses right next to the beach. They are huge, with like 8 bedrooms, a huge pool, 5 minutes from the beach, down in the south, in the beautiful beaches there, for 260,000. and you can get a passport in less than 12 months. So you get not just the property, and you can pretty much buy whatever property you want, apart from some different properties, but it's not like the programs in the Caribbean where you need to buy a very specific property that the government approves. Here you can pretty much buy whatever house or whatever property you want, get a passport in less than 6 months, and you can live in Turkey whenever you want, and obviously travel to all the countries that Turkey can travel. So definitely a very interesting passport program that I probably will go through in the future if they keep it up, even though it's not the passport that I want to have as my main passport, because you can't go to Europe, you can't go to a lot of countries that I really want to spend time in, but it's definitely a passport that you get with the purchase of an amazing house. Then we have a residence permit plus a citizenship. Fast track is Portugal. With a simple bank deposit of about 1 million euros right now, in the year to come and in the next years, it's going to be 1.5 million euros. You can definitely get a residence permit or a golden visa for 5 years. You get that golden visa, you need to renew it every couple of years, but you basically get it for 5 years. And then at the end of 5 years, you can apply for permanent residence in Portugal, and then you can apply for Portuguese citizenship. So I've talked a lot about the Portuguese golden visa. Bank deposit, investment fund, 350,000 euros into an investment fund. Next year it's going to be 500,000 euros. You can also invest in real estate, 500,000 euros in the big cities, or 400,000 euros in the smaller cities, or a renovated property for 350,000 euros. If you want to learn more about this program, I went in depth in another video. It's going to pop up somewhere here, and it's going to be in the description. You can check it out, Portuguese Golden Visa Ultimate Guide. But this is the simplest way to do it. Just put 1 million euros in a Portuguese bank account, or 1.5 million euros starting next year in a Portuguese bank account. Only 7-day requirement to be in the country every single year, and then you can get the passport in about 5, 6, or maybe 7 years. So definitely a residence permit plus a fast track citizenship plus a very easy process. You don't even need to spend time in the country. And then I've left the best and most expensive for last, which is Malta. Citizenship by investment or exception. I also made a country about citizenship by investment in Malta. I was actually in Malta making that video about Maltese citizenship, so you should check it out. It's a pretty cool video. It's a 750,000 euro donation, 10,000 euro non-profit donation, 5-year property commitment. You either buy a property for 750,000 euros or you rent it for 16,000 euros per year. And it's really one of the best passports in the world, and you can get it within 12 months or a little more than 12 months. So basically, if you want to spend some time in Malta and actually get this passport after 1 year, a little bit over 1 year, for a total investment of about 1.1 to 1.2 million dollars, you can have one of the best passports in the world, live anywhere you want in the European Union, and you can travel to many different countries, ESTA to the United States, visa-free to Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and so many other countries, and obviously live anywhere in the European Union. So definitely this is, I would say, the best program if you have the money to spend. If you have 10 million, 20 million, 100 million that you are considering this program, definitely reach out to me with that first link in the description. Happy to help you with it. Thank you for watching this video on the best residence permits and citizenship fast-track processes in the world. If you want to learn more about this and you actually want to talk to me directly and see which option is the best for you, I have a service where I help people lower their taxes, get a second citizenship, second residence permit, and live abroad. All you have to do, click that link in the description, book a call with me. We can get together on that call, see if my service works for you, see if I can help you with the strategies that I've helped to use myself, actually move abroad, get residence permits, get a second citizenship, lower my taxes, and I'm really excited to help you. This is my passion. This is what I love. Click that first link in the description, book a call, and then check the video that's gonna pop up right here. You're gonna love it. It's all about second passport, second citizenship. This one right here is how I got a second passport, how I bought a passport for about $150,000. We talk about citizenship by investment, how to make an investment and actually get a passport in exchange for that investment and that donation. Click it right now, check it there, subscribe, hit that notification bell and the like button. I will see you on the next video.